What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Horry Sheet Show with your new host, Neo Atheist. So, finally at a stable Wi-Fi connection, I hope. I have about 40 minutes to stream a broadcast, hopefully undisturbed. We'll see. A lot has happened since I left Texas. Instacart prodigy, what has become of Horry? When I said I was going to take this Beach Jesus experience, I was given a name that I should go by, and that name was Neo Atheist. And I made a video on what it means, but I'll tell you again real quick. It's Neo, N-E-O, and that means anew. Atheus. If you take the A away, put Theus into Google, T-H-E-U-S, it's the short form of the name Matthias, which means gift of God. So you just put that A that we took out at the front, and then the rest is a new gift of God. So that's pretty cool. If I'm going to go on the Beach Jesus journey, a new gift of God is probably what the people need. So here we go. And so far, I know why I've been here. And there's a couple of stepping stones I need to take before I can move on. And that's what I want to share with everybody. I want to share exactly what's happened. When I left Texas, I reached Ormond Beach, Florida, because that was the door that had opened up for me once I realized that the shrooms weren't going to grow in Texas. And now, I stayed there for about a couple of months in Ormond Beach running a vape shop for somebody who needed help badly. I was working for no money, 60 hours a week for a couple of months, 2-3 months. I helped her fix up her house and her pool and things like that, take care of as much as I could while she was running around like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to save 4 businesses from having no employees and all the rent and landlords attacking her for money she wasn't making to pay for things. It was, I was free labor for her, and it was toxic. She was going through a lot. So, you sort of bite the people that are helping you the most or loving you the most when you're just already in your own funk. So I tolerated that for a while. I cared about this woman, older lesbian woman in her 40s, so we're clear. Cared about her because she has such great potential to help people that really want to do something to upgrade their life. The problem is, it's an intricate problem. I'll move on from that. 2 months into working for her, this is what happens. Remember, I was told to go to the beach, told to go to Florida, go to the beach. Told to go to the beach, so I ended up in Florida. You're not in the red Tesla anymore. No, I'm not. So I'm in Ormond Beach, Florida, and I find out that my ex-fiance from high school, my first love, that one that I've wanted back all my life, ends up 2 hours away from me. Her shit blows up in wherever she was, ends up 2 hours away from me. We, long story short, reunite. She comes to meet me. She convinces me that she's always wanted me back and she's in love with me, and I'm like, well, shit, okay. I have no choice. So I'm like, I totally have to take this. So she asks me out. We do this dating thing for like a month, and I'm sitting over there. We're 2 hours apart now. She made like 2 trips out to me 2 hours away for beach, visit, and her little cousin and her kids and stuff came, little cousin's kids, and things were great. And I'm like, this is killing me. We're 2 hours away. I'm over here not making any money. I'm just over here helping somebody, but I think you're the reason why I'm supposed to be here. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I would live 2 blocks away from you in the woods just to see you every day. And she's like, why don't you? And I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, go ahead. Well, you're not making any money over there anyway. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm doing it. Why not? I'm supposed to be doing this homeless thing anyway. So yeah, sure. So I started doing that. And I made some videos on Facebook. but I didn't update you guys on that part of the journey here on YouTube. I didn't do a whole lot of YouTubing because it's hard when you don't have like a charger. Like my phone's dying right now. The port now at this point, the port's broken. I can't charge it with a wire. My phone's cracked. I have packing tape taping my screen together, holding the front together. Like there's a lot of I'm barely doing this, dudes. But what happened with that was I moved out there, and in 4 days, 4 days, she breaks up with me in the weirdest way. It gets real violent, hostile, and like I don't know what happened. I really don't. She like gaslit me. I'm gonna have to go into detail on exactly what happened there, but for this stream, I'm just gonna say she had a demon in her. Long story short, I saw her demon. I knew what I was dealing with. I knew what provoked it. I think out of yeah, there's a lot to this, but let's just say I made a pros and cons list on what the things I actually liked about her versus the things I didn't like about her. I spent a lot longer on the pros list, thinking of things that I really liked about her, and all I got was that I was attracted to her, and she was like, just like 3 or 4 things. It's all revolving around how much like she likes to laugh at my jokes, and she's attractive. That's it, basically. The cons list, however, the shit I didn't like about her was like, quite long. I stopped at about 13 things. So what I ultimately realized was that she would have been a project for me, and I knew that. I definitely, it would have been easy to tell already just from facts that this this chick really needed a lot of healing, a lot of stuff in her past to be slowly healed, and that's what I'm made of. I'm made for it. I mean, I got that, no problem. I was ready to take on any project she might be because God had put her back in my life. So I thought, well, no, that's what happened. But the way the breakup happened, let me just say there was not a whole lot of like heartache in there, not a whole lot of heartache. There was disappointment because what she gave up was really the golden path for her and myself. It would have been really great. And Spirit tells me about the paths that people take. Like I can see, if I know you, I most of the time can see certain paths that you have potentials to go down, and I've called some shit spot on. You know who you are. But yeah, I know what she's about to go through, and I'm grateful that I got the chance to break the soul contract. So now I don't have to be that pivotal checkpoint, that milestone, that stepping stone to totally take her off the old shit track onto the new gold track. I mean, I was that catalyst. I am that catalyst in a lot of people's lives, and her included. But I didn't have to. I feel like Spirit's telling me like that was it. That's all you had to do. You did your best, and now that you did that here, now when you're both older, if she didn't take it now, you can break off the soul contract. So I broke that off. I'm happy. Uh, Something happened with her 2 days later. She was all on my Facebook talking about, call me. I don't know what got into me. And then whatever the hell she went through, I think it was drugs and alcohol. So don't need any of that. Since I've been here, okay, so that path ended. I was like, okay, I'm homeless over there in the woods, like in a place in Florida with nobody, no friends, no family, no idea what the hell I was gonna do at that point, right? That was where I was. And then immediately somebody calls and says, hey, come here. I would love for you to do some cool shit with the podcast that I have and upgrade my podcast and make graphics for me and film me and all this shit, blah, blah, blah. Who do you think that was? Let me read the chat. Morgal? Nah, Morgal's cool, but blessing and good wishes from Maryland. Hey, Bomber Clap, what's up? What's up, man? Good to see you. Instacart party. Yeah, nice shade. Nice shades. Yeah, so, so let me tell you. So, you guys know THC, Truthers Hour comedy? He's like, yo, I'm over here in Virginia Beach. Come over here, and I'll put you up. You do some stuff on my podcast, blah blah blah. I'll even pay you. I was like, shit. I mean, I wouldn't even want you to pay me. Just like let me figure out why I'm supposed to be at the beach from Spirit, and I'll do whatever while I'm at the house to fix your podcast, and we'll go film and blah blah blah. So we had like 100 things that we were gonna do together, and we cleaned up his space, got it all ready to put his studio together. It was like a week of like basically, I don't know, it seemed like him procrastinating about actually putting up the studio stuff. But I was keeping things clean, doing dishes, things like that, taking trash out, really keeping the space clean as much as I could, while I was just kind of waiting for him to be like, yo, here's the day, this is the time, let's set it all up. He wasn't doing it. Anyway, we get into a conversation about, tomorrow we're going to go film on the go-kart, and I want you to film me on the boardwalk, and, if the cops mess with us, we'll have to, like, get away, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, I don't want to get messed with by the cops. Like, that's not stuff I want to do. Like, there's other things, like, let's film elsewhere where we won't get messed with. And he's like, wow, well, what are you here for? Like, that's what I needed out of you, and, you can tell me no, you can just go. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, there's other things. Like, why does this happen? I'm just saying no because it's freaking dangerous. I don't want to get, a ticket or whatever. And so he just there was like several reasons that I would say he like got strikes from me, just because I didn't like this or that about him. And I won't go into details here, but that was probably strike number 7. So I just took it. I was like, I didn't ask any questions. Oh, so I should just go? Okay, let's just go get my shit. So I left. Now I've been here on the streets of Virginia Beach for 3 weeks now, completely like no real friends or family. I've met like one person out here on like Facebook that has met up and like helped me with 1 or 2 things, but that's that's a special friendship. I'll probably have her on the stream sometime. Still developing. She's a real cool person. I've had to learn a lot of things, dude. The first guy I met out here was a 12-year Navy SEAL. What the fuck? That's asking too much. I know Bomber Clad. Oh, I know. Yeah. And so when I walked away from his house, it took him like 2 days ago or whatever, I think he finally asked me, hey, he finally said, I'm going to get lunch and I'm going to be at the beach. You want to hang out kind of thing? Like, I'm going to get lunch. You want lunch? I'm going to go to the beach. And I'm like, I just sat there with that message and I was like, 3 weeks I've been out here. He had said, dude, are you okay? Like, I don't even know. I just wanted to see how long it would take for him to say some shit. Anything would be just dumb shit at this point. So I waited like 3 hours and I just said, nah. And he's like, I hope you're okay. And I'm like, I'm having a blast. It's been a spiritual blast. It's been hard. It's been really hard. Go look at my Facebook. Go to Horry Sheet on Facebook. Not Horry Sheet, but Horry Sheet. And add me up, and you'll see a lot of the last several posts have been my journey here. With basically when I met this Navy SEAL, he's 7 years been doing this homeless thing in this area, so he knows everybody. He gave me kind of the ins and outs, showed me the ropes. What God has put me here for was to get to know the people that are on the streets, get to know them intimately, to figure out like why they're here, who they are, what their daily life is. And I've gotten to know people from all kinds of walks of life over here, and I'm gonna go into more details on exactly what I've learned, but the gist of it is that a lot of them want to be here, and a lot of times when you give them money, you're just fueling their demons, the things that are killing them, and you're really not helping them by giving them any form of money. And it's weird to see that, like to know that why, to know all these reasons why. But you got to know the individuals. You got to know the individuals to understand that all they're doing with money is spending it on drugs and alcohol. That's it. That's just like I mean, I want to say something like 95% of them. It's probably like 95% of them. Of course, they'll spend money on cigarettes, Maybe if they really need it, they'll actually spend money on a shirt or something like that. Like me, I was trying to get money for a, a bike lock. When I finally got my bike, I was like, shit, I had 50 bucks for a bike. I needed 20 more for a bike lock. So I'm like, I gotta have 70 before I can do any of this. And then I needed 30 for the Uber. So with like $100, I'm trying to get a bike for 50, right? So here's how that went. I get a bike on Craigslist. I get there, I Uber there, telling the lady kind of like really need to get a bike. It's almost 9 p.m. She's like, well, it's late, but if you need it, come get it. I'm like, okay. So I'll tell her why I need it. I'm like, I'm homeless out here, blah blah blah. I'm like, really could use the transportation of this bike. So I get there. She's like, you can have it for free. It's a $200 retail bike for free. And then she convinces the Uber guy, why don't you let him put it in the back and take him back where he goes? So that saves me a 2-hour bike ride. Turns it into 25 minutes. I've been really blessed on the way here, like in several instances like that. And it's because of what I've been trying to do here that, if you are an instrument of God, if you're following your intuition and you have a chance to help somebody, and if you take that chance to help somebody, every single chance you get, you're going to get blessings. Trust me. That's the best thing I've learned. If you take anything from this whole stream, like, that is truth. For example, I met this guy. He was like 54, old ex-army vet, mechanic. Um, needed help with he just needed help getting around. He could hardly walk. He had a wound on his ankle that was like festering and had, turned like white and yellowish. And so I found myself out there, bandaging this guy's wound, spraying it with antibacterial, antiseptic spray, all this kind of stuff. Or at least I was just bandaging his wound. I don't know if I had gotten the spray yet, but I have my own wound I got the spray for. But anyway, I'm out here doing that for the homeless, and it finally clicked. Like, that was one of a few different things, and I'm like, I'm here in the darkest of places that you could be in the cities, pretty much, doing things like this. This is what I said I wanted to do on my streams a couple of times. Like, if I was going to do the homeless thing, I would hope that God would put me in places where I could really help people. And then I find myself doing that, bandaging the wounds of someone else. I've never bandaged anyone's wound before, much less somebody that much older than me, right? Let me get out of this jet and talk to you guys in here. Jet noise. So I find myself doing that. And then 2 days later, same guy is laying in the bushes, and I'll go over to talk to him. And I'll have to elaborate on that story another time too, because it wasn't just a talk. It was like a hey, I need to help you be safer, and this is how you should do it, because this is not a good spot to sleep. And the guy, while I'm talking to him, it was jovial up until that point, and then he just all of a sudden goes into some sort of a freak out mode where he just goes, and his hands start curling up and his feet start sticking straight out. And I'm like, whoa, like, this is a seizure. This is like, this is serious. So now I have this grown man having a seizure. One hand's doing Reiki on him and supporting his head, the back of his head. The other hand's dialing 911. I get them out there, help this man. He gets finally taken away to 911. There's a family out. Now we're doing this directly in the bushes right outside of a massively foot traffic public restroom in front of the main intersection at this beach out here. So I'm just right off into the bushes, like, doing all this shit. Family's watching all this, watching me do it. They hand me a $10 bill when I get done. They're like, thanks for doing that. I'm like, it's what God's got me here for. And those are the kind of little blessings. Here's 10 bucks. Here's 20 bucks. Here's 10 bucks. Left and right. This is the stuff I'm doing out here, guys. This man needed help. He couldn't function. I'm glad that it amounted to what it is. Not that he had a seizure, but that I haven't seen him for days, and all I know is that he's in the hospital. He took the ambulance, and he's getting help. So that's one occasion. Then there's this, deer in the headlights looking woman that shows up walking around the general area that I sleep and hang out at for a couple of days, we recognize other homeless people right away because they're just like with backpack on and a garbage bag looking like this. Where do I go? What do I do today? So I approach these people and tell them, where to charge stuff, where to go do this, that, get free food in the morning, da 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 da. I know all this stuff, so I pass on this knowledge to them. They're like, oh, okay. Well, this lady needed to go get money on a card so she can get an Uber, but she had this service dog, a real skittish older service dog with arthritis. She's like, well, this dog won't really, it doesn't want to move with me, so can you watch my dog and my bags? I'm like, yeah, sure. She goes off. Now I got a wound on my foot. I'm like limping everywhere. Like I'll show you guys. This is oh god, it looks and feels so much better today than it has in this is day 7 of this. Look at this. Oh, I got a bandage on. Hold on. Oh, for that thing. Yeah, like that thing right there is it's a brush burn from when I was climbing this pole and to untangle. And one of the things at the exercise section, like these rope chain swings that you swing on. It's like a chain and a ring that you hold on to and you swing like Tarzan across to the other ones. Some kid at 2 in the morning, I saw tangling one of them up. So the next morning, I like climbed up 25 feet, this big old metal pole, untangled it, and on the way down, I got a brush burn, and that brush burn turned into this. Like it's been so. Anyway, I'm limping, watching this lady's dog, and she's going down the street. Whatever. 10 minutes into this, the dog decides to just start running. Now I'm in parking garage, level 2 parking garage, leading straight into the catwalk of a very expensive hotel. And this dog's darting straight for the front doors as some lady goes to open them. And I'm like, and I can't grab the leash. I'm running after him. Dog shit somewhere. Apparently, shit is now on somehow the bag of dog food that I have as I'm running. Now the shit's getting on me, on my shirt. I'm freaking out. The lady's freaking out that's holding the door, holding it open as if I wanted this dog to run into the hotel. I'm like, close the door. Grab this dog, get it, put it back. Now I'm standing in this frigid, cold, windy parking garage, probably, 68 degrees in there, covered in dog shit, waiting for this woman I don't know, just want to help, get back from the 7-Eleven, which is at least 30 minutes. So it's sitting there in like 30 minutes. And all I can think about is, God, you got me doing your work, and damn, you're putting me to the test. Because if there's a nightmare, it's me being covered in dog shit. That's my nightmare. That's my nightmare. I could have given up and been like, ah, or I could have just been like, God's got God's got a sense of humor, man. My glass has been half full this whole time. Why? Because I get to live my day searching for opportunities to help people. I met some ladies at the bank. I was out the first couple days I was here looking for charging ports, and I found like a water fountain in this bank, and I was like, oh, I can get some water real quick. I go in there. Oh, they got pecans and chips. I'm like, can I have a pecan roll? I'm like, yeah. So then I go outside. I'm charging my stuff on their outside outlets, charging like 3 power banks. Which, by the way, 2 of my 3 power banks are stolen. Have been stolen since then. I I see them come out with like a bunch of bags and they're looking right at me and I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna come kick me off. Well, anyway, they know. They give me food and they give me chips and they're like, you need anything? So ultimately, this relationship with them turns into they've bought me a belt, a trimmer. My beard's all nice, nice trimmer. And they hand out food to the homeless, but they've asked me to do it instead for them because it's hard for them to do it. So I'm like, great. So now I'm the ambassador handing out food, helping the homeless eat. I'm homeless helping homeless in all these different ways and randomly get, blessings, meeting kind people that recognize that I don't quite fit the description of the rest. So it's been an interesting life. I tried to panhandle the other day. I wasn't getting a whole lot of money. I'm sitting out behind the Starbucks and I got like $1 every 20 minutes. I'm like, God, I need something more than this. I stand up and I'm like, oh, that's a cute dog you got, ma'am. And she's like, oh, yeah, yeah. And I look on the ground, there's a $10 bill right there and on the floor right in front of the Starbucks. where people are walking all day long. Get that $10, and then I get handed another five and a five, and that's what I used to get my bike. I needed 20 my bike lock, which was also a cool story because I go there. Bike guy's an asshole. I buy this lock, try to air up my bike, and he's like pushing me out in the rain with the bike lock to do it outside. I'm like, why? I can just add, like, you got no customers. I can do this in here. Anyway, he's an asshole. I'm sitting out smoking a cigarette outside the bike lock shop, and the dude from the barber shop comes out, smokes a cigarette, and we get to talking about the experience I just had. And he just goes, man, thanks for sharing your story with me. Like, here's $20. People will hand you money if you're homeless and share your story with them. It's been pretty cool. I crawl out my tent one night. I'm on the boardwalk by the beach. I got my tent, little one pop up tent thing. I crawl out of it. I accidentally scare the shit out of this black lady that's walking by on the boardwalk. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry I did that, huh? I scared the hell out of you. I must look like a damn leprechaun, didn't I? And she's like, oh, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. So we start talking. I'm like, it's been real interesting, all the stuff I've gotten into out here since being homeless for the past 2 weeks. And I share a couple stories. And she just was like, man, that's amazing. Like, thanks for doing what you're doing. Like, here's $20. I made a blanket fort on the beach one night before I got the pop up tent with a beach chair I was given on my birthday, which is awesome, by the way, and a Ralph Lauren blanket somehow from my friend on Facebook. So I have this real cush ass blanket. I'm making a 10-year-old beach fort looking thing on the beach, passed out in it. Lady wakes me up. Hey, are you okay? I'm like, what the? Crawl out of my little beach fort tent, which you can see on Facebook. Oh, I brought you an ice cold water bottle, a nice homemade deli ham sandwich, and some chips, and $7. Like, it's awesome. Just from being passed out, looking homeless as hell, my little chicken legs outside the tent getting burnt as hell. That's great. Somebody was like, I need to go help that man. And that's awesome. So this is the kind of stuff that happens. I have angels left and right. I'm helping people that need it, people that nobody else, wants to help or recognizes how they can help. But the problem is, I'm having to choose who to help differently because once you realize you're only helping somebody kill themselves or harm others, you either could take the puzzle on and put yourself in harm's way, which I've already been punched in the face by this friend of mine. He punched me in the face. I punched him right back. And we stared each other down like, all right. Like, this is the kind of shit I haven't that it's not normal for me to have that experience. I got in a fight with a black dude about a foot taller than me. I have no idea why. I still don't remember what the hell for. I was drunk. I'm learning that I can't drink. I can't mix wine and vodka. That's terrible for me. And then I'm really just putting it together, going like, that's what other people are doing. They just don't know they shift into a completely different person. Like, I'm fine. I never actually got damaged. My knuckle hurts. 2 hours after that fight with that dude, he comes up and shakes my hand. We cool, bro? I'm like, okay. I don't even remember what the fuck we fought for 2 hours ago. He's like, we cool. I'm like, oh, we cool. Yeah, dap up. I like now we smoke blunts together sometimes. Like, this is the life on the streets. Uh, One of the girls that got me bacteria antiseptic spray for my foot starts an argument with some other dude that shows up on our spot and just aggravates the hell out of my girlfriend. And it amounts to him saying, I got the gun, I'm gonna get my fucking gun out. So now I'm like, I hear gun, and I'm like limping, because of this foot thing. I'm limping around the corner going, what the fuck's going on over here? There's like yelling at each other. And I mean, this is like the major, like right next to the public restrooms on the beach section. And I'm like, this is not good. Where's my guy at that can break this up? I can't do much with a bum foot. As soon as I turn around, she must have hit him. He turns around, punches her. Now she's like bleeding on her jaw. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This is escalating quickly. Now everybody at the public bathroom is looking around like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, fuck. Dude. This is the kind of shit that happens 15 feet from where I choose to sleep. Maybe 14 feet. So it's like, but also what happens on the opposite wall, like my bedroom window, I can look out and see the live band when they play several times a week. So it's risk versus reward. And there's not too many other options. People with big hearts find each other. Yeah, I'm with another guy that like knows a shit ton about Reiki. He does his own healing stuff like that. Like we've linked up. I'm in a hotel room right now. So it's 2 days in a row. I got to see what time it is because I know I can only be here till 12. So I got 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. But like, guys, if you want to support what I'm doing out here, you certainly can. PayPal.me/Horry Sheet Show. Uh, there might be one link that doesn't charge the 3% fee, but at this time it's too much of a pain in my ass to like validate that. But I need all the help I can get. I'd like to upgrade my tent to something that's more rain worthy. I'll try to put a video out for you guys to show you what I've been through, maybe when I can figure out how to do it. But yeah, I'm doing some interesting stuff. God's got me here helping the homeless as a homeless. And there's two more stepping stones. One is to try to perform for money out here, and the other is to try to fly a sign that's like, hey, I do energy healing, come learn about it, free lessons for donations or donations accepted, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to, those are two stepping stones. After those are stepped on, basically after my foot heals, I can step on them. Um, then I'll know maybe what else I'm here for. So you're all caught up, I guess. There's lots of details I could put on some things, but let me know in the comments what you'd like to hear about first, or elaborate on first. I'm sure there's stuff I left out, so we'll catch that. I'll talk about it on the next one. But anyway, guys, much love. Um, I'm here to change the world, and God's got me doing something. Are you with me? See you later, Bomb McClat, Instacart, Lord Racer, and anybody I might have missed. Much love. I'm out.